Hey guys, it's Megan. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I made this DIY reversible octopus plush. And this was inspired by the ones created by T-Turtle, who had a viral video of these plushies a few months ago. And yeah, so without further ado, let's just get into the video. So the first thing that I did was I took some stuffing and I went ahead and I stuffed it into the sock. And I stuffed up the sock just enough to make it the right size for the octopus head. And then I cut off the excess part of the sock. And I made sure to cut off more fabric than I needed for seam allowance. And so now I'm taking my second color of sock and I'm measuring it up with the piece that we just cut. I cut off the toe of the blue sock, making it the same size that I did for the black sock. Next, we'll need to make a pattern for the legs of the octopus. I took one of the sock pieces that we just cut out and measured it onto a piece of computer paper. My sock that I used was 4 inches across, so I made a mark in the middle so that it would be at 2 inches, and then in the middle of each of those marks. And so at the 2-inch mark, we're going to draw the legs, and we're drawing 2 legs at the 2-inch mark. Make tabs on both sides of the top of the leg, just like I'm doing here, and then at the top of the legs that we just drew, draw a V shape. And it doesn't have to be a very deep V, just do what you see here. Cut that piece out, and then trace it onto a piece of paper 4 times, and put each one side by side, so that you will have 8 legs in total. And here's what the leg pattern should look like when it is done. I didn't have a big enough sock to fit the whole pattern on it, so I ended up having to cut my pattern in half and cutting out the legs 4 at a time. To get the fabric for the legs, I cut the remaining part of the sock in half, and then I cut off the elastic at the top. And then I just went ahead and I pinned that onto my fabric and cut it out. I probably should have left a little bit more seam allowance than I did, but I only had one of each sock, so I had to make sure that I got all 8 legs and the head out of one sock for each side of the stuffed animal. And I'm not sure what it is about this fabric, but it sheds a lot, so be prepared to have to vacuum if you do this craft. And now that we have both of the pairs of legs cut out, we're going to take out the pins and take off the pattern, and then put one of the leg patterns on top of the other one. And then we're going to sew down both sides. And now we're going to attach the legs to the body. I'm showing this with the blue sock because I thought that it was easier to see. So we have our legs and they're turned inside out, and see how they are facing up like that. And we have our body piece, which is facing right side out. So essentially, we're just putting the fabric together good side to good side. And then we're going to be pinning this together. And here's what the piece should look like. And now we're going to sew the 2 pieces together. And to do this, I would highly recommend hand sewing, because using a sewing machine with this type of fabric isn't very easy, and it's really easy to miss spots with a sewing machine. So I tied a knot at the end of my thread, and then I used what I believe is called a blanket stitch to attach the 2 pieces together. And just do this all the way around your fabric. Repeat this step with your other sock, and now you should have 2 pieces that look like this. This next step is very important. I turned the blue sock with the wrong side facing out and the black sock with the right side facing out. And then I put the black sock inside of the blue sock. I pinned the legs together so that it looked like this, and then started to sew around the legs. And you're going to want to sew around almost all of the legs, but leave one of the V's open. So here's what I meant by leaving one of the V's open. Just leave the part between 2 of the legs open so that you can flip the stuffed animal right side out. So now just go ahead and flip your stuffed animal the right side out. And now it's time to add stuffing to our octopus. So as you can see, I am stuffing the octopus's legs first, and it makes it much easier to do this if you have the black part hanging down like you can see here, and just go ahead and stuff each of the legs. And once the legs are done, we can move on to stuffing the body. So for the body, I just added a little bit of stuffing at a time, and I tried to fill out most of the areas while leaving a space in the middle for the black sock to go. I played around with the amount of stuffing until I was able to flip the plush inside out comfortably. Stitch the 2 remaining legs together, adding more stuffing to these legs as needed. And once that's done, we can move on to making the face for the plush. So for the eyes, I went ahead and cut out an oval shape out of a folded piece of black felt, and I folded the piece of black felt so that I could cut out 2 eyes at once and they would be the exact same size. And once the 2 eye pieces were cut out, I used some white puffy paint to add highlights in the eyes. For the other pair of eyes, I followed the exact same steps, except this time I used white felt because the fabric of the octopus was already black, and for this face, I wanted to give it an angry face, so I cut the eyes at a slant. Then I just used some black puffy paint to create the highlights in the eyes, just like we did with the other pair of eyes. And once the eyes were dry, I went ahead and sewed them onto the plush. To make this smiling mouth for the blue side of the octopus, I drew a smile with a black fabric marker, and then I just sewed along that using some black thread. And then I flipped the octopus over to the black side, and I sewed on his eyes the same way. And so this is another way that you can make the mouth, so I went ahead and I took some white puffy paint and I just drew on the angry octopus's frown. And once the paint dries, your reversible octopus plush is done. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget that I have a new uploading schedule. I'll be uploading every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from now on, so every day of the week except for Monday and Tuesday. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and as always, make sure to subscribe for more videos just like this one, and make sure to follow me on Instagram. It is @WellerMegs, and yeah, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye!